All right, hey peeps. I don't know what's up with the camera or the levels, but whatever, we finna eat, baby. I'm trying to make sure I get their line right. Hey, you guys, what's up? It's your girl Shika. Let me know if you know who that's from while I introduce the food. So, right now I have some noodles. These are the Nongshim hot and spicy. My friend and I used to eat the kimchi one, and sometimes what I do is, I make kimchi. I'll just cut it up and put it in here. It is so good. And it kind of brings me back to my young adulthood. And then I actually got this from Sam's Club. I went to Sam's Club today and I'll tell you about it. Went to Sam's Club and this is the crunchy, this is the California combo. They actually have two kinds of combos, but this is the one I like getting. And it was like $11. No, it's $10. And it's the California roll, spicy roll, and crunch Cali roll. It only looks like two different rolls here. It literally just looks like the spicy one and the crunch Cali. And then, for some reason, they give you the same exact amount of ginger no matter what you're eating. Like, I got a smaller one that was like just a few rolls before, and it's the same amount of ginger. It makes no sense. So, there it is. You know if you want some. And then I had some ginger because I bought a whole thing of ginger from when I did the sushi mukbang. And in case you didn't know, that was an homage, just homage to Punky Bruce. So you know I got the Arizona on deck. It's not open yet. Green tea, ginseng, honey. Sometimes I will. Let me move the mic in a little bit. Sometimes I will drink. Not sometimes. I do drink the other one, the iced tea one. So I like Arizonas. I drink almost all the kinds of Arizonas. There's only the raspberry iced tea I don't like, but besides that, I drink them all, so it doesn't matter. Anyway. So she does a lot of videos. I really like all the videos she does with noodles. I think today when I'm filming, not when you see this, she actually posted a sushi and noodles mukbang. And so I'm actually let that cool down a little bit more and get into this sushi. And because of the has the spicy sauce on it, I also don't really use a lot of soy sauce, but I'm truly my mother's daughter because I have been craving eel sauce like nobody's business. Take a drink of this. Anyway, if you're from the Bronx, you know what that means. So, I'm going to go into the first portion of our thing, our homage. So, I have been following her channel for a little while. It definitely blows up. I remember when her, my boyfriend Bert, would do videos together. That's one thing. I've made videos on my main channel about this. People are so disrespectful on YouTube sometimes. Like, they're clearly in a relationship. They're clearly together. And people be putting the wildest stuff, like commenting on him and stuff, and it's like, and it's not like, oh, he's handsome. It's super disrespectful, and that's not cute. And some people say, well, a person isn't insecure, they shouldn't wear it. No, don't say disrespectful stuff to people's partners. And the same, it can be said with other YouTubers that do video with their spouses. There's very few that they don't really get any negative comments, and there is one I'll go into later, like a couple channel that I really love. It's not just them now, it's like really cool, but I do find it fairly disrespectful that people do that and people think that's okay. But I love her channel. I think she's fun. She enjoys herself. She enjoys her life. She owns a hair company. She goes on really fun trips. I've seen her her Instagram posts, Instagram stories. I think the issue, YouTube really can be wild, but she shares really fun stories from her. Like, she shares stories for, like, fun stories with her friends. Oh. And she likes to go out and enjoy herself on weekends, and I miss home so much. I feel guilty, like I'm somehow living through her. Like, yeah, girl, you go get that seafood, because there's a spot back home. She talks about different spots she goes to. Like, recently she told about when she was going to the chicken spot, and the guy was taking forever to make her food. She thought he was making the chicken fresh, because the chicken right there. And she's like, you know how the chicken spot set up. And I was like, yeah, I know. I feel like I'm talking. I do. Sometimes I respond like, yeah, I know what you mean. And you know, like, I'm gonna get the seafood in a second. Sorry, I'm gonna get the seafood in a second. She was like, I get home. He gave me three orders of potato wedges. I get chicken. I've been there too, because sometimes if you cool with them, they're making it fresh. Sure, you do a large order, they're making it fresh. So, unless it's like right before closing, but they don't close till like 2 in the morning. And they open back up, what, 10, 11? So, generally you get it fresh. Sorry. This persistent cough that just won't go away. But, get into these noodles. But I do. I think that she has, I think the thing is, she really does have fun. And I feel like she is very open and honest about, like, yeah, I hang out, I have fun, I enjoy myself, I love my friends or my family and stuff. And I feel that, because I feel that way too. And, you know, she loves the city. You know? So, I'm going to talk about seafood, but there's a spot in Harlem that I went to once or twice. My brother mentioned it. My brother is what? He's a herb. I swear to God. He tells me about this spot. I look it up. Amazing. You pick out the seafood. You pick out the size you want. Blah blah blah. They do the seafood stuff. They got their own little mix they do. And if you want, so it has a lot, because you know seafood gives off a lot of juices. So you get what you want. They weigh it and then like whatever. But and they put their own sauce. But you can have rice. Like this one guy was like, "Oh, can you put rice at the bottom to sop up the sauce?" I looked at that. The guy was like, "You're a genius, genius. You're a genius, huh?" I thought that was real cool. And yeah. So my brother though, told my mother about the spot. She got hyped, told me. And they have two sides. They have that side. Well, no. So yeah, so one side is like literally, it's like, you can buy the fish fresh either too. Like you can have them cook it or you could just do it fresh. Whatever. But he tells her about how, she tells me, I look it up. I'm like, oh, this place look legit. This place look like it's been around for a while. But it's in Harlem and I'm in the Bronx. Like it's not a spot we have our own seafood spots we go to. There's a spot if we want fresh blue crab, like raw blue crab. There's a supermarket, but then there's the seafood market. Like I'm at 156 is at 149, like 149th Street. It's near Lincoln Hospital. Like if you live in the Bronx and you know what I'm talking about, I think it's called Kim's. It's like across the street from Lincoln Hospital where the new Taco Bell is. Like on the same street as the new Taco Bell used to be the Blimpies. So anyway, across the street from Carvel. So she told my mother. She told me. My brother said we was gonna go. Again, herb. He's a herb. He's a bird too. Y'all don't know how I feel about birds, but I'm birds. Anyway, so he's supposed to meet me. He taking forever. I think I went twice. 3 summers ago. Because she was gassing me up about this when I was in Ohio, and you know, I haven't been in Ohio for a little while. So when I was visiting, so I go to this place in Harlem, all the way at the end of the damn bus line. Like it's where the 19 bus goes over 145 bridge. It goes into 148. No, it's a 15 bus. It's a 15 bus because it goes to Harlem. So 15 bus. 15 bus. Right near the water. Amazing. But my brother neglects to tell my mother he never had the damn fresh seafood. There's another spot that's just like they fry. Like, there's another side where they just fry the food. Like if you at a Chinese restaurant or you at a chicken spot where they just fry the stuff. That's all he's eating. He doesn't tell her. But the reviews for the place, I already scoped out the place because I know everybody taste ain't my taste. And that's another thing on YouTube. People be mad like, that can't be that good. You don't know nobody taste. Some people like everything. Some people like nothing. I'm finicky when it comes to certain things. So I'm finicky when it comes to, some things. Like some certain things, like I'm just not going to eat that. So what happens was he, so he finally, I'm waiting for him for like half an hour. Because he said he was going, he's like, I'm going to buy something for you. Because I wasn't working over the summer. Because I was home. I think it was when I was filming my documentary. Yeah, so this is 2017. And he was, it was when I'd finished filming. We were in post-production. He goes, I'm going to pay for it. Don't ever say you're going to do something for me, especially financially. Something tangible. Like, it's not like, oh, I'm going to get this for you. So, like if you need help, just let me know. Like one of those general things. I'm not going to ask you for no help. But he said he was. So I'm like, where are you? He was supposed to meet me. Where are you? Oh, I'm blah, blah, blah. You really want me to get it for you? Yes. Yes, I do. I really came out here with enough money to get back and forth. If I put this on my credit card, I'm punching the face. So, well, the documentary when it cost $7,500. Which is $2,500 more than I had initially put aside for it. I actually put aside $5,000 for it. So, anyway, then he finally meets me and he's like, "Oh, you got that?" And I'm like, "What do you mean that? Like, you ain't never been in this?" He's like, "No, I only got the fries." Blah blah blah. I was like, "You want to get something?" He's like, "No." And then he tries to use some card that doesn't work. I think he didn't want to use another card because he took card and he took cash. Well, of course he took cash, but they took card. Because in the hood, every spot take EBT. Not every spot take card. That happened to me once. I was at the corner store. My neighborhood was like mad late, and I had my debit card, and there's like, "Oh, we only take EBT." I was like, "What the hell?" I don't even know if I got the thing. That was long ago. That was back when I was still living at home. I don't remember if I got it or not. ATM fees. You know the other reason I like adding kimchi to this is because I actually like the kimchi one, because I feel like kimchi is like heat, yeah, but it has flavor. Like I said in the other video when I was talking about Tassie. So anyway, yeah, so he showed up, but like my whole thing is like, there's some people who's just reliably unreliable, and he's just one of them. I'm gonna play you back. Now why did you blah blah blah? Because he called me and said, "Oh, we gonna get it because I want something. Meet me there." Like he called me like an hour before I got there. Because it's not far from me. I literally took the bus and just it was dark. It was late. Not dark. It was late. Well, it was dark also, but it was late. So the bus was running fairly frequently, but it wasn't like a million people on the road. And the place is 24 hours. So, I want to go. I don't want to go. No offense. I don't want nobody mixing on my order. I want what I want. That's one thing. That's like when I was talking about when she got the chicken wings and she got the freaking potato wedges. Couldn't be me. I would be so mad in that house, you would know. I wouldn't try and be like mean at the store because she was saying that guy was probably smack, and I was like, okay, I will try not to be mean. I do try to be nice to people, like customer service people, because that job is not easy, or food service people, because that job is not easy. But I don't like playing with my food, so I like to go places when it's not super crowded. There's one place I went to on the Upper West Side. They got mad locations called Shake and Crab. It was busy the minute I walked in. I walked in when they opened. How are the two people already there? There was someone at the bar. First time I went, someone at the bar, and there was a couple in the back. I sat down. By the time I got my food, the first floor was full. They had to be sending people upstairs. Then, the second time I went with a girlfriend of mine, We got there 10 minutes or so after they opened, like 5:10 or something, or 5:13. Like, again, place was almost packed, and they mixed up our order. Ooh, my girlfriend opened the bag and was like, "This isn't what I ordered." Oh man. Oh, there's head on shrimp. I shouldn't eat head on shrimp. He's headless shrimp and not shrimp. I felt bad. She was so freaked out. But yeah. That was almost a problem. Whew. Back to my story and back to my. I don't know if I'm finishing this. Noodles are so filling. How does she finish it? Anyway. But yeah, growing up in the Bronx is lit. I mean, I feel like I've never been a person who hated growing up where I was from. And I mean, I think because even though, like, say what you want about the Bronx, right? And most people do. Okay. I just never fell into that whole, I hate this area I live in because it's poor. But there are some people who, where they live sucks. Like, it's racist, it's mean. People are just like miserable there. There's not a lot of resources. Like, and it's not like the same way, like, you know how, you know, the Bronx is right next to Manhattan, all the boroughs is real close to each other. So even if there's no, like, job opportunities in your neighborhood, you go take the train or bus to go find a job somewhere else. Like, I never worked, I don't think I ever did work in the Bronx. Like, I worked in other boroughs when I was working. Like, I worked at my school in Staten Island. Then when I was in Brooklyn, I worked at my school in Brooklyn. Then when I was graduating, I worked at a different school in Brooklyn. Yeah, but you know, and that's you know, just because the job that I wanted, they didn't have openings where I lived. They had jobs like that. Like, I was an academic advisor, but they didn't have the openings where I lived. So I went where it was. But I could do that. I lived in a dynamic city. There you go. But I'm full. I'm so mad. All right, I'm gonna eat that because that's packed with rice. I'm gonna at least make these noodles. I'm gonna put this aside. Eat that before I go to bed because I got like, I don't know about so early because you all know I'm recovering from really different, like being sick and stuff. So. And the weather's getting colder here, so as I'm recording this. so I just, every time I see her, I just think about home. And it fills me with this, like, you know, this like warm feeling. There's actually a documentary. It's gonna be out by the time you see this, so watch it. It's called The Bronx on HBO. And I just love, and then one of my aunts was in this like story thing for the Bronx Museum. Chris Rock actually showed up to it. And different people telling their stories about growing up, and she actually was she was featured in it. She was one of the people featured in it, so she's telling her story. And it's just like, every time I think about the Bronx, I love it. And like I said, I've never hated where I lived. I've always been happy. I love, Bronx is a really unique borough. It's actually the only borough connected to the U.S. of the 5 boroughs. That's pretty cool. It has a really interesting, unique relationship with Manhattan. City Island. Like, remember my sister was talking about City Island, Tony's Pier, City Island. Like, they actually have a nautical museum there. And I didn't even know that. I might actually check that out one day. I do feel like because I'm from the South Bronx, I don't go to the North super a lot unless I have to. To go for something or, like, I don't even go to visit nobody. This is a bus. It's the Q44. You take from the Bronx to Queens if you're going to Flushing. So when the trains is always messed up on the weekend, which is always, and there was like almost no way to get to Queens. Like one time, my mother who hates going on a weekend, but we going to Flushing, and she didn't want to go after work because she's always tired after work because you know she deals with a lot of people or whatever. So, okay. But then we went to the station, and the station was closed because trains were skipping. There were no trains going downtown. Our stop was the last stop. Like there was no, that train wasn't going downtown. It was going to our stop and then back uptown and back down there and then back in a loop. And so she was like, oh, we got dressed, we did this. And I was like, Milo just took the Q44. And then she's like, oh yeah. So we just went over to the other side because our station, you can't, east side is a different thing. You can't, like our uptown, downtown is not connected. So like say you went to Grand Concourse. Grand Concourse, you can like go up the stairs and take the 2-5 or go up the stairs and take the 4 in either direction. Same with 2-5. 161, same thing. You can take the BD, you can take the 4, whatever. 125th, same thing. You can take the elevator up, down, stairs, whatever, for 4, 5, 6. Our station, you cannot do that. Some stations you just can't. Some stations are not connected like that. So what we did was we just went back up the stairs and we just went down the other stairs and we just went up and then took the Q44 over. And it takes us to the same stop that the 7, which is the right at Flushing, right at the stop, at the terminal. So, yeah. I'm home. I miss home all the time. And I think that's, I think it's always on my mind. And you know what's, I think that when I first moved away for school in 2015 and I met people, I think that they were just used to not living at home anymore. Like so used to it. And I'm no offense to them. I don't know if they meant it to be offensive, but I did feel some kind of way when I feel like they looked at me or saw me some kind of way because I missed being home so much. You know, one, that town was like was nothing like my house. Like it was nothing like New York City. It was nothing I'd ever experienced before. So there's a culture shock there, right? But also it was just, I didn't have a lot of friends as a child. I made way more friends as an adult. And even though I made friends from like high school on, I started making friends at a really good pace. I still have a lot of high school friends, and I think I'm really, concerned about like nurturing and keeping those adult friendships I made back in New York. And it was also hard to relate to a lot of the people I'd met. I mean, I related to a few. I still made friends, but it was still very, very, very hard. Right? And I wasn't trying to say, oh, this is the best thing in the world. Just it was best for me, So I did feel some kind of way when I would interact with people, and it just felt like they infantilized me because of how much I missed home. And that to me was like bothering. That bothered me. But now I'm here in a place, and there's another person who, when I first moved out, I was back home all the time. Even the long weekends, my mother would just put me on a flight. Boom. That first year, the only time I didn't go home was spring break, because spring break was short. But so many things had happened that I actually had an extra week because something was happening to all my professors at once. They were at a conference or something was happening with their family. So I could have went home, I just didn't. That was the only time that I could have, and I didn't. But but yeah, so it was just, I don't know. It was a lot. And then now I'm here, and like I said, there's another person. I live vicariously through her too, because she gets to go back home and see her family all the time. And somebody I know, he's from Queens, and there's another person, she's not from New York, but she gets to see her family a lot, and I appreciate that, because it's hard. It's hard. My sister comes, my sister's here. She comes every couple months, and that's cool. But it's no place like home. It's no place like home. So whether you drinking in Arizona or nah, where are these even made? You know, I never even thought about that. Like, they're so ubiquitous. This one's not made here, but they usually out Woodbury. I used to go to that mall. If y'all know where Woodbury is, where the outlet mall is, I got a couple things from there. It's a nice mall. So Arizona's for you. And I will see you in the next video. Mwah.